Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Nico OutFront. Today with me on KeduTV, we have Stanley A, who is the CEO and owner of Stanlion Clothing, the home of affordable luxury. Stanlion.
Yes.
Okay, so you get that right, correcting me. Stanlion, the home of affordable luxury.
Yes, sir.
So we're here in your beautiful, beautiful store, and I must say, this is impeccable design.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Flanked by a lot of luxurious suits. So tell me, who is Stanley Akisa and how did you happen upon this?
Well, yeah, my name is Stanislaus Akisa, actually. My friends call me the Lion. I hail from Cameroon, Northwest Province. You know, been here in the States for a couple of years, been in nursing, but I've always loved fashion. I think I talked about this with you sometime in the past.
That's right.
Fashion has always been something that has been inborn in me. Growing up, I would do everything to save that dollar and the dime to buy that Gudega or that Lambert to, you know, to look fly in school. So moving to the States, that kind of continued to build up. And after doing nursing for some time, I started investing more into the fashion. And being that it is a passion for me, I decided to take it heads on and actually just make a living out of it.
And that's where we find ourselves today, enjoying some of this passion and that you've had for fashion for some time, right?
Absolutely,
so
absolutely.
You talked about being a nurse by profession. Are
Yeah.
you still working, or did you have to quit your job so you could do this?
Well, I've cut down my hours
Okay, so
considerably. But I still do put some hours in nursing.
So you're still saving lives and
absolutely.
doing your best.
You know, I always tell people it's not a bad thing to have two passions, because I'm not one of those people that accidentally went into nursing to because I got to the States. I actually went to nursing school in Cameroon.
Oh, good.
You know, so coming to the States was actually accidental. When I won the lottery, I didn't know I was going to win.
Okay.
But I've served diligently, working as a nurse. I loved doing it, but I think that my heart, my heart has shifted a little bit now, and really it's right into fashion. And I feel that as time goes on, by God's grace, I'll gradually fade that off and give this 100%.
This is very impressive. I must tell you, this is very impressive. So tell me, how do you balance the nursing career, the business entrepreneurship, and then family life and all the other things like your friends and family and all that? How do you balance that? What is the secret here?
It's crazy. Well, to tell you the truth, I try to find fun in all those parts of my life. Most of the time, I work night shift in the hospital about 2-3 days a week.
Okay.
When I'm off, when I'm not doing nursing, the moment I get off, I take scrubs off. Sometimes when my friends see me when we just got off nursing, they're like, "Are you the same person?" When I'm off from work, I rest a little bit and I switch off completely. I will transform into the fashion world and to the entrepreneurial world.
Okay.
The truth is that if you're passionate about something, you do not really feel like you're working. I don't feel like I'm working when I'm in this fair. And most often, time just goes by fast because I enjoyed every aspect of it, especially the outcome of successfully putting a design together, or maybe dressing somebody for their special day and they look amazing, and then they send you all these beautiful pictures with all these compliments. So that's what drives me. Balancing that with family, that has been tough. That has been, I can't lie to you, it's been challenging. But I'm reorganizing myself and my schedule so that I make time for my 3 beautiful kids and my wife. Because oftentimes this takes me away a lot. I'm traveling to Europe, I'm going for fashion shows, I'm here in the store. But thank God my wife is somebody that's really understand the business too. And she's a fundamental part of the support system as far as, serving here in the store as a sales rep as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that helps. And then I just have beautiful friends, man. Amazing friends that have been supportive from the start. And so for my friends, man, this is, that never really changed our relationship.
Yeah.
I may get a little busy, but we always have that time to crack up and have fun.
Which is always good.
The support, yeah.
So tell us the journey of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Your journey. It's a little different from what everybody else probably experiences, where someone gets up and says they want to open a business,
right,
and create a product and sell.
Right.
You have used basically your passion,
yeah,
to create these products, this fashion label that
right.
we love,
Mm-hmm.
and you have basically become a household name. Nobody talks about weddings without referencing you.
Thank you.
And I actually walked into an event on Friday, and I saw someone wearing your suit, and I just knew from the beginning. I just knew because I've seen it in one of your ads and one of your
cool. Nice.
social media things. So tell us, what's the key to success for you? I know that you're driven by your passion first,
right.
but what else what is the spice that you add to your passion to make sure that this comes to life?
I believe you probably heard this a lot, but I think the number one thing is hard work, being determined, being consistent, and just being resilient. I mean, it is not. I can't tell you by any means that this is easy, right? It requires a lot of time. It requires a lot of finances. There are times that you get knocked down, but if you really got to it because you really loved it and you wanted to make it work, then you will find every way to make it work. But if you got into it because you saw somebody else doing it and you felt that it's beneficial, or you'll make money out of it, and then by the time you get knocked down twice and you're not seeing that interest coming, you're going to roll out.
Okay.
So I think the thing that has driven me really is not just the part of hard work, but I liked the end product, the end game of seeing the joy that it brings in people. And for me, I put in a lot of time and research in my work.
Okay.
Because I have always believed, I'm first of all the number one critic of my own product.
Okay.
Like if it's not good for me, I don't want to put it on somebody. So for me, I have to make sure the quality, the standard of what we're putting out is pristine and refined condition.
So basically, everything that's in here is something you would wear.
It is something that I would wear.
Would not make something that.
Yeah, and even so, I think some of the errors that I made in the start was probably trying to craft the stuff so much into my own personal likes, right? Okay. My personal style. But I've also learned that also I have to do things and carry stuff or design products that may not completely appeal to me, but appeal to the general population, right? If you remember when we started, I was doing a lot of flamboyant colors.
Yeah. You were mixing colors, which is good.
It's
so
good.
I think one lesson to take home from this experience is you can create a product that you personally would like, but you also have to think of the consumer in terms of somebody else, not just you.
Absolutely.
Because your taste could be different. It could vary,
absolutely. If it has to be a business that has to cater to the general masses, you have to think outside your personal, and then design things. And then designing is one of those things where you're always worried whether will it appeal to people, right? You always have that little bit of anxiety if you're gonna make this product, but will it work for people? But the thing that you have to overcome too is fear of the unknown, or how will people respond to it? Because if you do not overcome that, it will limit your creativity and your craft. And so those are the demons that I have to try to fight over. With this pair of shoes, maybe somebody would not like it because I have gold on top. But at the end of the day, you have to put something out. You do it, and then let the people critique because often I will sit here and I'll design some products that I really thought is awesome, but they'll come and go to the one that I didn't really think so great about it. So you have to free yourself and just create when it comes. I'm somebody that's fabric inspired, so if I see a particular fabric, then the juices kick in on what I can make with it. Nice. So I just have to.
Talking about fabrics, there are some amazing samples here in front of me.
Yes.
So, the fashion world works in a lot of ways where they talk about seasons in fashion. There's the fall collection,
absolutely,
the summer collection, and things like that.
Yeah.
I know you leverage some of these, and of course, some of the fashion shows that you attend.
Yeah.
How does that impact your design process? Do you sit back and and say, okay, this might be too heavy for the summer. This color might not work.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, eccentric colors is what I know you
Oh,
for.
yes,
You know,
yes.
look at your store. Beautiful, beautiful colors, really eye-catching colors. And you have some stuff there for the winter,
Yes.
the coats and everything that are still very attractive and beautiful to wear. So talk to me about this process. If I come in here and I wanted a suit, if I sat here, what would you tell me and how would you help me through the process?
Exactly. One of the fundamental things that you have to know is knowing your fabric, knowing what is more appropriate in what season, and of course, what is more appealing to any particular customer.
Okay.
Everybody has their own particular style, and nobody's style is wrong. I always tell them that. But the most important thing is that I have to be professional enough to tell you that this is really a faux on this particular season. You can't come down and try to make take a wool that is about 45 grams heavy to wear it in this weather.
So how would you handle it? Say, for example, I came in here and I was insisting on my style, and I have a ton of money to spend.
Yeah.
So, and I'm insisting, I want this, I want it to be like this.
Yeah. Well,
this. How
at the end of the day, I can make it for you, but the thing is that I would tell you, I mean, you probably don't want to wear it right now because some people, you know, there are people that are coming out, they want to design their winter coat early. They can use it for, you know, as far as you understand that you cannot use it right now at this particular, except you want to kill yourself with a heat stroke, my brother. But like you said, fabrics are all season driven. So right now in the summertime, you know, it's bright, it's beautiful out there. We like those bright colors, you know, the pink, like the pink blazer or that you're wearing on now. You know, green, for this, you know, peach, I was gonna wear something mint colors, you know, blue, the light blues, you know, we use those colors now. And then for the fabrics, right, you can wear wool, but it has to be really refined, thin wool, you know, something in like the low 200 grams weight. Right.
Fashion 101. I'm getting a lesson right here.
Yeah, so the weight of the wool has to be light. What is more appropriate now is those lighter fabrics, breathable, because it's so hot, you know, your body can air easily. And if you look at some of our constructions that we do for summer now, we do not really include the linings in between because that causes that insulation and keeps that heat within you. But when you leave that lining, we cut with just very half lining. So the back of your jacket just breathes, and when you're moving, you don't have so much of that.
This is amazing. You know, many of us just wear suits and we don't even think about these things. We just pick up a suit. Oh, it looks nice. We'll wear it. And we go out, we're at a party, an event, and we don't even think about this. And this is really good that you're doing this. You're explaining this to me. What are you doing to educate your consumers about these things? Because
so
some people will just see all this luxury and say, well, maybe that's not for me. It's too custom or something. But what are you doing to educate?
So I think I do not think we've been doing enough education as of now. I'll be honest with you about that. But as you see, we're starting to pick up on that, and I'm going to be doing more short, educated videos to post up on all our social media platforms. But I know that when any of my customers comes in store, we definitely give them that one-on-one,
which is good.
Yeah,
which is good.
And if they call us or anything, I've done a lot of phone consultations with people on different fabrics or styles that they can use. So we do give that information, but I want that information to be more available. That's why I was asking, the gentleman behind the scenes for KeduTV, whether we'll create, fashion avenues that we can give those educative, that can, go to appeal to more masses. Wow. Yeah, but definitely there are those key fundamental things that people have to understand about fashion and what is more appropriate.
That's good. Season. That's good. So just to let the audience know or the viewers know, KeduTV is covering everything, every aspect of your life in the African diaspora, anything that you're doing, outside of Africa, anything that you're doing within Africa, from outside of Africa. Amazing. We want to cover that. So if you have any information or anything, anybody you want to highlight, feel free to let us know. KeduTV is the best place for that. Okay. Back to our conversation. Yeah. You talked about the education part, and I noticed on your social media platforms you started doing something called Swanky Saturdays. Right?
Swanky Saturday.
So the first day I was really like, okay, I'm into this. Into this. And I saw the next one, you come out, you're looking so fly and good. And I'm like, wow. So this is something. This is something. I'm learning something here. So
thank you.
How do you, so when you're putting together something like this, is it something that you're doing as a response to a request, or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing it based on, something that you want to do? Or are you doing something that you see there's a void in the market, there's a void, and you want to fill it.
Absolutely. There is, I believe there was that void in the market, and actually it started with me thinking that there was that lack of consistent connection with Stanlion Clothing and their customers. And so I wanted to create that, something that will keep them, you know, expect something to educative, or something that will stir up their fashion, or keep Stanlion in their mind a week long. And now by midday on Saturday, if I don't drop Swanky Saturday, I have people hitting me up like, man, where's my Swanky Saturday video? So it's quite interesting how that catched on. And truth is, I thought about it for a while, and I was still trying to figure out how I was going to do it. Initially, I was thinking to do those short educative videos where I can pick up a tuxedo or a particular suit and tell people how to wear it, what is more appropriate with it, different ties, how do you use it, shirts, all those things. But I believe I would still do something in that light. But Swanky came to me really when I was going to this wedding in Delaware, and I had thought out my outfit, you know, dressed up that day, and I just felt so good. And I was like, man, I need to drop something. And you know, I told my junior man that was working, and so I said, get the camera. I'm just gonna do something, and I'm just gonna call it Swanky Saturday, because I just felt swanky with the outfit, you know. And then some people were calling me like, what is swanky? But swanky is actually an English word, right? It's something that looks beautiful and seems very expensive. But you know, Stanlion, we know we're the home of affordable luxury. It's called swanky, but it's necessarily not. Yeah, so I just came out that day, and you know, that was the birth of Swanky Saturday, and I've just kept it, and I think that we're inspiring more style, showing different things, how you can wear different things, some of our latest products, or some of the pieces that we really think can appeal to people. We're putting it out every Saturday.
Swanky, dapper, debonair, and bespoke.
Bespoke.
Those are all terms that you could use to describe anything in this store, and it would fit perfectly.
Thank you.
The home of affordable luxury, Stanlion.
Yes.
I am with you talking, and I remember I rewind to 2015, 2016, 2017, even 2018. I was in your basement.
Yeah.
And there were a bunch of suits around me. And I had a question for you. When do you plan to take this outdoors, like outside to a commercial place, so people don't keep coming to your basement for their shopping needs?
Yeah.
And you told me that day that you were working on it.
Yes.
And I'm glad that you've kept your promise and you've actually delivered.
Thank you.
This place is beautiful.
I appreciate it.
Amazing. I mean, I tell you, it's just unbelievable.
Thank you so much.
Now, tell me, what is your advice to those who are still in the basements in their homes, or those who are still in their parents' homes in the basements and are thinking about going big but are really scared? What is your advice to them?
I would say first of all, keep doing what you're doing. Stay consistent, work hard, never be satisfied with the status quo. The first thing you have to do is try to be a good, whatever you're making, be the best supplier. Your customer service needs to be on point, because normally really what people follow the most is not the product that you make, but your relationships with them. So I always tell people that when people come to Stanlion, I don't only want them to leave with a product, but with an experience that they enjoy and that they will feel good and comfortable to come back. If you create that, then you're winning first. Secondly, I say don't get overpressured by the people that love and support you, but they want to see you succeed. But sometimes you build that pressure so much that you want to try to do it at a time that is not convenient for you. And so you have to let yourself mature and really make sure you've done your research well before you go out. Because if you go out the wrong time, let me tell you, running a business is not easy. When you come out, it's tough. The first couple of months to really balance up, because now you're moving out from a basement that was part of your house. Your bills were somehow subtle. Now you've just added a whole parade of
things.
Bills that you have to pay.
Plus employees, because you have to pay salaries too,
You have to pay salaries, then the overhead cost and all that stuff. It becomes huge. So now you have a minimum amount of sale that you have to do every month to keep to that, you know, to maintain.
Make sure that you maintain.
Now that is not to scare you anyway, but it's saying do your work, but be cautious. Don't be forced to move out when it's not your right time. But when it's time, do move out. Do not be limited by fear factor. Is something that you must overcome. And anything that you're doing that you know that your heart, it's your passion, and know it will take you places.
So, I mean, you talk about fear. Every entrepreneur has that fear of failure, right? And we know the statistics say many small businesses, new businesses, definitely, I think it's, what is the statistic, 65 to 70%, you generally fail within the first few months. The first
maybe
6 months.
Sometimes even first year or two.
First year or two.
You might still not be in a profit margin.
Exactly. They're not yet profitable. Even big businesses. I mean, we have big businesses that are not yet turning in a profit. You know, but they still keep going. What is your take on this as far as you being able to keep up with the challenges, to keep up with the requirements of being a business owner, taking care of people who count on you for their salaries and things like that, and also taking care of some of these challenges, making sure that your doors remain open, to make sure that you can continue providing these beautiful products to people.
So I think, you know, like I was saying, it's all about preparedness. The thing is that before you move to the store, you have to calculate your finances and see where you stand, and how, if things really do not match up to the way that the store can get you to where you want to be, how can you compensate for that? Right. You have to definitely have that as a plan before you take that step to move, because otherwise you'll get crumbled and you get so stressed out that you'll be in a situation where you can close up before you even make that step. But if you have that plan, and usually if you already, the challenge with most people is that when you start up, like if I started up when I started Stanlion and moved into the store, I would have failed. Because you were still trying to capture a customer base. But I think that before we moved to the store, we had a client base or a customer base that was already with us. They were consistent, and then we knew that they would come. And then, of course, when you get out, you have to do more advertising. You have to get out from your comfort zone and get more people within other networks. And then, so it's all, you know, marketing, creating relationships, and it has to be good relationships with other people and other networks.
So I noticed that some of your suits do not have price tags on them. I mean, most of them do not. Some of your shoes don't either. And is that designed in a way to make sure that somebody walks in here, they have to ask a question? Because I know many stores and the malls, I generally just walk in, look, and then I leave without saying anything to anybody. So
I prefer for them to ask questions. I prefer for them to look and ask questions. And generally, some of the suits, as you know, some of them are, you know, the custom-made ones and are ready to wear. But I'm still trying to see whether customers prefer for us to have the price tags on some of the stuff. Maybe
I would say I like it this way because it keeps a surprise.
It keeps
like
a surprise.
The surprise element. I tell you, my reaction when you told me the price of the shoe
shoes.
I fell in love with, I was like,
because sometimes when they come and then if they pick and they see the price tag and it's
then they can be scared to put it down.
Then they'll just put it and then just roll out quietly. But when you create that conversation, you can educate them about it. And when I tell you the price, I like to tell you why that particular shoe costs $300. I like to educate you about the leather, the sole, the stitching, the handwork that was done to it. Why would I charge you that amount for that shoe? Because I know that shoe will maintain its quality, its style, and it will stay with you for a time. Now, people don't understand. Some people just hear shoe, they just want to wear shoes. Now, there are different leathers, different leather kinds that we use to make shoes.
That's right.
There's a pure leather which is made from pig skin. That thing is fragile. It looks shiny and nice when you buy it, but it won't stay with you. It's weak. And then there's some shoes that is just glued on the sole. So it is not stitched, right? And even if, so when you wear it, that's when it gives and it opens up, you know. But
still that education piece.
Yes. So then we also have different kinds of constructions when it comes to the stitching. There's blade construction, and then there's Goodyear well construction, and the Goodyear well is the highest standard of, really layering shoes and then stitching in like 2 different layers.
So it's a whole shopping experience. It's not just a shopping trip when you come to Stanlion.
Right. So we will tell you, we'll educate you about what you're getting and why we think that one is best for you, or why that price point attaches to it, because we know it will maintain its quality, its style.
That's good.
Yeah. We also have loafers that have rubber soles that goes about, $150. But if that's where your price point is, then you can achieve. But once the grade goes up, we'll tell you why that grade is why at that level.
So what is the price point? Say, for example, someone walks in here with $300 and they say they want a suit, pants, and a shirt. And maybe a pair of shoes. The experience for them would be, what would be the experience for them be? Would it be something like, hey, you can only afford maybe a blazer or something?
Yeah, I'm very open with them when it comes to that. $300 will buy you a good ready-to-wear suit here at Stanlion. If you want a pair of loafers that is rubber sole, will start at $150.
Okay.
But a blazer, our average blazer start at $150 as well. So now, depending on, also on the blazers and the other things that you buy when it comes to suit, right? You will have a suit that is premium Italian quality wool, like the Vital Barbari's conical suit that we have. It is tuxedo, is refined. I think around here, mostly just a very few stores carry that, like myself, but that one, you're looking at a $500 price point. But you can still get a tuxedo of, a certain standard with merino wool at about $300. So
it just
depends on where, your spending power is, but we will definitely be able to provide something for you within your price point.
Let's talk about our Africanness, right?
Yes. Oh my God.
Some of us walk in here like, look, man, I just worked 12-hour shifts. I got my paycheck. I want to make sure that, I can come out and still look good and still have money to pay some bills, right?
Yeah.
So hook me up here and there. How does that work? I mean, is Stanlion credit card coming along? So what's going on, man?
We're working on that. We're working on that. I think that's something that we can eventually do. Right now we can do layaway. Say, okay, you're not.
That's good for the customer.
Your finances are not good right now, but in 2 weeks you'll be able to get the money. Take care of it. So we take, you put in something down, maybe $50 or whatever. We'll put it aside for you, and then you come back. And then by the time you come back, we have your suit ready for you.
Yeah.
But of course, after 2 weeks, if we don't hear from you, we'll call you. I'm like, hey, what's going on? If you're not able to come back, then we would have to restock this. At no cost to you anyway.
Okay, that's a very good program to learn about. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So now I'll probably just take 6 or 7 of these and put on layaway, and then we'll start talking as the months go around. But let's change the topic a little bit. Right. Talk about your social life. So do you find yourself, when you're watching TV or you go places, you see someone dressed a certain way, do you find yourself going, I wouldn't necessarily put it that way. I wouldn't necessarily wear that. And then are you pushed to go and maybe try to educate them and say, look, I do these things for a living. I make suits for a living. Let me talk to you for a few minutes about how you can make this thing look a lot nicer than what you.
I will probably not do it right away, but I'm very sensitive to people's feelings. Okay. Right. And I try to make sure that anybody doesn't feel insulted. I'll probably approach that person and slip them my card and say, we really do some great suits or something that we can, and then say, this is my card, give me a call, and then, we can talk. It depends too on some people. Like, I'll go up to people, say you're wearing a double-breasted suit, most of the time people will button it up all
the way.
And I'll go and I'll just, I say, no, this will look more elegant with this button. It's not here. The crochet is hanging in a certain way. It's not looking nice. And I just go in and I take it. I say, let me fix it for you. And in that time, I can introduce myself if they didn't know me and stuff like that, and tell them, about us in the store. But I'm generally very particular but the things that really, I'll just scream, it's like, there are some people that are short stature, they have a big belly. Most often, you know, suits are designed for chest to be broader for men. Chest is usually broader. So if your chest is like 45, belly is usually about 42, you know, 40, 42. But
I mean, I don't know the measurements of
yeah,
what you're talking
so
about, but
you know,
the
but for
class is going on.
gentlemen, for most gentlemen, like for me,
Yeah.
I'm a 42 chest and a 38 belly.
Okay.
Right? So that's my suit size. Now, that's the normal body structure of a male.
Yeah, just like a.
But
okay.
we have a lot of brothers out here.
Who have
the stomach is
Yeah.
more than the chest, right?
Yeah.
And so for a suit to fit them, maybe their normal chest size will fit a suit that is, you know, European 52.
Okay.
But guess what? Because of their stomach, they may end up with a suit that is 56. Now, when the size of your suit increases, the sleeve length also increases. This jacket length also increases. Now, you find them in a suit where they bought the suit, didn't do any custom tailoring or alterations to it. You have a gentleman wearing a suit where the sleeve is right here,
that's something I learned from
covering
you,
the fingers.
The
jacket is
sure it's
all the way down here. It's like wearing a short gown. And then, you know, because the suit, you know, it's okay with the stomach, then it's a little bit flappy here. Those are the things that really just make me like this. Then the pants. Okay, you don't have to wear your pants to be at your ankle. But when you buy a pants that's so big, taper it a little bit and then cut it to the appropriate length. It is not okay for you to have like 4 wrinkles on the front of your shoes. Like you wear pants that is like really 4 or 5 inches longer than your normal length.
Right? I'm serious. This is a fashion class right here. I'm getting educated in fashion 101 for men especially. But I know you also sell things for ladies, right?
Yeah, we do custom stuff for
ladies.
Let's
talk about that. So is it mostly custom for ladies?
Yes, completely.
Okay, so if a lady were to walk in here, you would have to take her measurements and things like that.
I'll take her measurements. Then we'll go through fabric selection.
Okay, so you know, they would sit here select, and go through. Okay.
And strictly what we do is we do not do the, you know, party dresses and all that stuff. Now we do stuff that they can wear to parties, classy, but we stay in the line of suits and dress suits.
That's right.
Right, okay. Suit gowns.
So what is the process? How long does it take once you take their measurements and they go through the selection and everything? How long does it take?
Standard about 2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks.
If it's a rush product, we can do it for 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
With rush, we've been able, it just depends how our factories are at any particular point in time we can rush. But 3 weeks is a standard time that they will call them back for fitting. And then, you know, as a custom process, when they fit and they need any adjustments, we do take care of that. Perfect. We want them to leave here with, you know, impeccable fitting. And
the experience is impeccable, I tell you. This is the home of opulence in fashion. I'm serious.
Amen.
Just to looking around and taking it in, and you know, you see the pictures, they don't do it justice, really.
Oh, thank you.
I advise all those who are watching, anybody who needs a suit, come in here, just go through the experience. Even if you cannot afford it, there is a program that can fit you for sure.
Absolutely.
Can
I just add something to that? When it, some people, when they open the doors and then they come in, they get flustered because I guess our display makes it look kind of really like high end, and it seems like it's too expensive. Like we said, we're the home of affordable luxury. Our display is to make you comfortable and happy when you walk here. That when you come in here, you feel good about where you are, where you're shopping. The experience should be nice. And so it should not steer you away from thinking that everything here is expensive. We do carry high-end suits, but as well as there is a price point for everybody here at Stanley A.
Home of affordable luxury.
Yes.
Seriously, it's luxury that you can afford. I'm not lying. If you got $50, come inside.
Absolutely.
You can put it on layaway and they will make it work for you.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And then we do carry t-shirts now as well as simple shirts, you know.
And they work.
Absolutely.
Especially in the summer, because you need to wear,
this is a Stanlion. This is Stanlion t-shirt I'm wearing. It's very light and very stretchy on the skin. We included about 5% lycra on it to give you that stretch and that comfort, but 95% cotton.
That's good. Yeah. So let's maybe staying in the same theme as just being a little lighthearted. Let's talk about what you would say to your son if he was to ask you, Daddy, what do you do for a living? What would you say to your son?
Well,
I make people look good? Or, I mean...
Well, I like to think first, I'm still a nurse, and I'm the creative director here at Stanlion.
Okay.
I design, but I do have a bunch of other designers, most of them in Europe.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know that.
Yes.
So most of your designers are in Europe.
Yes.
And the one thing I've always dealt with, let me be honest here, is when I'm buying a suit, I don't know, like, should I be worried about US size, European size?
Yes.
How do you make that gel for your
That is very, very
products?
confusing for most people.
Yes, it is.
And then if you're going to go to Asian size and to Mexican size, that makes it even more complicated. But we'll keep it standard with the US and European size.
Okay.
So this is very simple if you understand it. Let's start, US sizes will start about, say, 32. That is the smallest person, pretty much almost a boy of about 14 years old.
Okay.
And then, so the numbers go up by 2 each, right? 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. US sizes can go to 60, 50 something. Now, if you take the US size and add 10 to it, gives you the European size.
Okay.
So if it's a 32 European, it's a 32 US, it's a 42 European. If it's a 36 US, it's a 46
That's
European.
That's a good formula to have. I didn't know that.
That's good. So once you get that, so if somebody is telling, just be clear, is that European size or American size? So you can always just add and subtract that 10 to it to know.
Nice. So one thing I want us to do before we close out, because we spent a good hour together, and our time is running short. I just want to point out you have some amazing accessories here, by the way.
Indeed.
Belts, bow ties, the bangle, the bracelets, and those are amazing. Quick question. I'm gonna call a few names. You tell me what you think about their style.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't know the person, you just pass.
Okay.
But so if basically I'm trying to put you in a competition sphere with some of the other fashion designers that I know.
Sure.
The first thing that comes to mind. Don't think too much about it.
Yeah.
Just off the top of your head. Say Connoisseur Paris.
Very elegant.
Very elegant. Okay, that's good. Next up, Sapology.
Sapology Italiano.
Yes.
Brother is he's a hustler.
He's a hustler. Guefuni Fashions.
Guefuni Fashion. He can do good fashion shows.
He can do fashion. Okay, fashion shows.
Yeah.
Okay. Tommy Hilfiger.
Tommy Hilfiger. I really love his style. Let me see how.
Not too many words.
Not
just
too many
one
words.
or 2 words. Quick phrase. Something that comes to mind. Quick.
He's a dapper man.
Okay. Tom Ford.
Oh man, I love the guy. The shirts, man. Yeah.
Yeah. That's luxury we can afford.
Yes, but, yes.
Someone like Gucci.
Gucci, timeless.
Timeless. Okay. Versace falls under that.
Yeah, flamboyant.
Okay. Perfect. Now, to close out, one thing I like to do is ask you to give me a piece of advice, or give yourself a piece of advice. Say right now you're looking in the mirror and you're looking at a 15-year-old Stanley. What do you tell him?
You know what? I would say never be afraid to live any dream that comes to your mind, because this world, everything really believes in conceiving that you can do it. If your mind can conceive the idea and you put the work to it, I don't care from what background you come from, whether you came from some unknown village, believe me, if you put your mind to it, there are so many things that limit us, and sometimes it's the fact that we don't believe in ourselves. If you believe in any dream that you have, just believe and then start. Step 1.
Nice.
You will do it.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Passion, belief, and hard work.
Yeah.
That's his secret. That's the secret that we've seen work. So we know it works. We know it works because we're living in it right now. This is all his dream, his passion, and all the hard work he has put together put this created all of this for us. Stanlion, thank you so much. It was a great pleasure talking to you.
My brother, the pleasure is all mine. Thank you always for your love, support,
so much,
and
my brother.
I'm so happy you're doing this too.
Thank you, my brother.
This is
Thank you. It's been a long time coming, and we're making this work.
Indeed.
So, thank you.
Yeah, pleasure.
And ladies and gentlemen, again, stay tuned to KeduTV, the home of best of the best of all everything African diaspora. Thank you, and have a good day.